again next year, but go along on the 1st of November and have a bit of a look and get a feel for the place and for what goes on. And we'll start working towards some things next year. And it might even be that we do some evening tutorials on using flash outdoors and staging things and photographing cars or whatever they'll be asking us to do. So that's something for next year. Yeah, well, it's possible. You're not on the road, so you can have a hoon round Wigram. I'm sure they'll give you an old Mark II Jag and just say, off you go. It's at Wigram next year, March the 7th, I think, from memory. But okay, for the rest of this year, we've got natural history tonight, so next week is the New Zealand landscape presentation. So all welcome to come along. We don't actually know how many of the other people are coming along from the prize winners from thereabouts. We will have the book available to have a look on the website from next week. So the book's really good. If you want to get a chance to have a really good New Zealand landscapes book, have a look at this, and it might be an awesome Christmas present-y sort of thing. $70 for a really good book. Again, we'll talk about that next week and come along. A couple of MDCs that next week, isn't it? So then Helen McLeod. The other things that we've got going on is Helen McLeod is going to be, Heidi's doing a creative session on the 5th, and then Helen McLeod is speaking that night. And then we are going to have an activity session which is being planned at the moment and is trending towards a car teams scavenger hunt. So we're going to get groups of 4, stick them in cars and send them off in all directions to come back. You may have, well, we haven't made it up quite yet how it's going to work, but a set period of time to disappear with your cameras and your cars with teams of 4 in a car. So that'll be quite fun on the 22nd. And the 29th is the AGM. Followed by a speaker who's coming in from Glenorchy, Chris McLennan. He's the guy that I've talked about. I went to Africa and Alaska with. He's coming up to talk to us, and he's really good. So make sure you're there on the 29th. That's probably all I have to say. Oh, John, I did. The book. The New Zealand camera book is there. So for those of you who are PSNZ members, and your name will be on the list, go and sign out a book and take it home. And if there's other people there that we haven't seen for a while who you contact with, then the more we can get rid of, the better, is the crux of it. Anybody got anything else? Yep. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, so 4 images, anything you like. Again, the judging is done on the scoring system thing, so it's a little bit different. The scoring system thing, and then we go through the whole, I'm not sure, to be honest. Oh, there it is. Is that the 12th? Yeah, the 12th of November. No, that's the night of the salon, so you'll have to have your images in by then. I'm not sure when it closes. It usually closes the same day. Yeah, so this is, you can put 4 images in, anything you like, about anything you like, of anything you like, and it just gives you an interest, it's an opportunity to test run something for next year perhaps. Yep. Timing wise. Well, we do it when we get here. Well, we did that tonight with the showcase. So, yeah. Anybody else? Yeah. But they usually take all night by the time we. Yeah. Okay, I think I'm done. Nicola.
Oh, yep, I'm on now. I forgot to turn myself on the side. Right, our judge tonight is Toya Heatley.
Hang on. It's really weird stuff. I'm just going to start again.
Okay, you start again and I'll talk about the judge. Okay, so Toya Heatley was kind enough to do our judging for the PI3. Her words are, "Thank you for the opportunity to assess your images for this month. I am a passionate nature photographer based in Upper Hutt, Wellington, with a particular love for bird photography. Photography isn't just a hobby for me, it's a passion and perhaps even an obsession." She does have a website, toyaheatley.nz. It's her personal photo journey. It's filled with her latest bird and nature images, free photography tutorials and stories from the field. Whether I'm photographing tui and native bush or seabirds along the coast, I document where my camera takes me and I reflect on what I learn along the way. I served on the committee of the Hutt Camera Club for several years, hosted 2 successful Central Regional Conventions for PSNZ 2009 and 2014, and a successful PSNZ National Convention, Hutt 2019. I joined the Council for PSNZ from April 2015 to April 2019. I then returned to PSNZ Council in 2021, and I served as a Vice President and Councillor for events until 2023, when I had to step down because of health issues. I'm also an accredited PSNZ Judge Assessor for both open and nature images. I also served a 3-year term on the Selection Committee for the New Zealand Camera Book for 2020 to 2022. I was a webmaster for the PSNZ website from 2015 until December 2023. I've also been a regular contributor to the Camera Talk. In each issue, I write a dedicated column on New Zealand nature photography, exploring various techniques and themes inspired by my own work. The next issue in December will be my last column. If anyone is willing to step in and fill the nature gap, please let the editor know. You can see more of my work on my website or Facebook or Instagram pages. So that's a bit about Toya. So without further ado, we'll get on and look at her critiques for the Natural History PI3. There were 31 images. I can't remember how many were accepted and things, but we'll go through that as we get along. Oh. Hopefully he's going to be working. He's working. Kotari at feeding time, score 1. To me, this feels like it has been a large crop, as the feather detail in either kingfisher is just not there. The title is incorrect, as the kingfisher on the left appears to be casting, not feeding. Both kingfishers feel a little soft to me, as if the camera has focused on the ground rather than the birds. Great to see the 2 kingfishers in the one shot though. Elsophila delbata, silver fern koru. The background is distracting. Because it has distracting bright areas, it's too bright. The image of a koru always makes me think of growth and new beginnings. This one is no different. I feel that the image was created in bright sunlight, and this has created a very distracting bokeh background. In my opinion, the background is overpowering the subject, but I do like the composition of the koru on the diagonal and within the frame. Fantail, Ripidura filiginosa on the flax. The fantail is nicely perched on the flax flower stalk and has nice catchlight in one eye. I find the shadowed area of the body, where there is no detail, to be very distracting, and it takes away from all the nice things in this image. The background is beautiful and soft, allowing the subject to stand out well. Score 2, pied shag, drying out feathers. It displays peak of action, a sharpness in critical areas adds to the impact. The background is distracting with the bright areas. The shag itself is stunning, with the backlight highlighting its wing feathers. There's beautiful detail in the white feathers and good sharp eye and beak. I feel the image is let down by the background having so much contrast from the blowouts on the rock faces to the over dark shadowed areas. It's good composition. Preening little shag conveys a good story. It's got sharpness in critical areas, adds to the impact, but it has a distracting edge element. I like the detail in the eye of the shag as it is preening itself, a nice catchlight. I'm a little confused about the shadow around the back and the top of the body. It doesn't look connected. Composition-wise, I think the image could look better with more room at the top and less on the right side. There is some good feather detail. Wax eye, tahau, conveys a good story. It's a good use of colours. It's got sharpness in critical areas which adds to impact. I like the soft palette of colours in this image. I would have liked to see more light on the head, eye and the back of the bird, as it's hard to see the detail when it is so dark. I feel that increasing the overall exposure a little in post may have improved this image in that respect. I like how the silver eye is poised and ready to pierce the back of the flower to drain its nectar. Tui on guard, Prosthamandara novazelandii. This is a classic tui pose on the flax flower. The image, in my opinion, has been let down by the light. The tui shows very little detail in the feathers and the poi appears to be blown out. Tui look their best when the light is directed at them rather than behind. Good composition with the flax on the diagonal. Pied shag building a nest. This conveys a good story, displays a good peak of action, instills an emotional reaction, but has a distracting edge element. It's got a poor use of colours and it's a bit bright. A good action capture with the shag returning with nesting material. The story it conveys is obvious. In my opinion, the time of day has let this image down as there is too much contrast and a lot of detail has been lost in the blacks. Shags nest all year round, so there's always an opportunity to go back and try for when the light is more favourable and the bird is flying in from a better angle. Cattle egret hunting for fish. This conveys a good story, it's a good use of light and it's got a strong composition. There is a beautiful light on the bird and there is good detail in the white feathers. The eye is clear and sharp. I like how the bird is walking through the grasses as it shows the environment that it is hunting in. The soft, muted water lilies in the background add a nice bit of colour. Score 3, first of the acceptances. This is a honeybee, Apis mellifera with a pollen sac. Conveys a good story. The flower is perfectly in focus, as is the head of the bee. I feel from their back the bee is a little soft in focus. A touch more depth of field and there would have been much more detail visible in the bee. Has great composition and a nice muted bokeh background. Australasian gannet, Morus serrato. It conveys a good story. It displays a peak of action, instills an emotional reaction. Sharpness in critical areas adds to the impact. The gannet's greeting is always fun to photograph and can be a little challenging to get the right moment. I like how both birds' eye is visible in the image, clear and sharp. I would have liked a little more room above the beaks in the frame as it feels a little cramped to me. I do like how the pair of gannets stand out from the crowd. There is enough distance to allow the background birds not to be distracting. Pied shag, Kahurahuri juvenile, caught a fish. It conveys a good story, displays a peak of action, instills an emotional reaction. It's a great action shot of a shag catching a fish. I like how the water drops show the action as it is in progress still. In my opinion, there is a little too much space around the bird and it feels it could be improved if it's cropped just a little tighter, still keeping the water droplets in the image. Nice detail in both the subjects. White-faced heron. This conveys a good story. The head and the beak of the heron is nicely in focus with a good sharp eye. In my opinion, the rest of the bird is lacking in detail. The back of the bird is in shadow, and where it is well lit, the viewer cannot see clearly. If the photographer had the light behind them instead of it to the right, it may have been a much stronger image. Composition works well, with enough room for the bird to fly into. Glyphorus viridis. It's got a good use of light, the sharpness in critical areas adds to the impact, and it has a strong composition. I am unfamiliar with this fungi, and on research I can only find Glyphorus viridis as being green. I see a slight green tinge, so perhaps it changes colour through its lifespan. I would recommend checking the identification of the fungi. I do like the composition with the green plants around the base and the leaf little behind. Arabian oryx. This conveys a good story. It's got sharpness in critical areas, which adds to the impact, and it has a strong composition. This is a good example of the desert antelope, with it appearing to engage with the camera. I like the implied line from the eyes to the camera. It's got a good use of depth of field, allowing the scrub around the animal to also be in focus, while the background slowly fades out. I feel this image is only let down by the colour of the sky, not something the photographer has control over. It's good composition. Black-billed gull, Tarapuca cricopolus bulleri. Good attempt. What he said. Conveys a good story, instills an emotional reaction. Sharpness in critical areas adds to impact, needs tighter cropping. The chicks are so cute at that age. I like the look of the tenderness of the parent bird and how the back chick is looking up with expectation. I feel that the crop on the left feels accidental rather than deliberate, and that only the tip of the tail is cropped. In my opinion, the image would feel more balanced if the crop was further in to perhaps the start of the tail to bring the focus more on the parent-chick interaction. It's got lovely detail in the fluffy chicks and great story of a wee family. Africa bush elephant, Loxodonta with her baby, Kruger Park. This conveys a good story and distracting element. I like the texture of the elephant skin. The pattern is almost the same for both the mother and the youngster. Even the frill of the ears match. I do find the asphalt to be somewhat distracting, and while it is part of the environment in which they live in the wild, I feel the image would be stronger if they were over the road before the image was taken. This is an awesome sight though, and I am sure the photographer was very excited to see the baby. Monarch butterfly, Danaus plexippus. This is too dark, in Toya's opinion. The detail in the image is good. I feel it could be better if there was a little more light in the image. The butterfly is very dark, so all the detail that is there, if you look really hard, is hidden in the darkness. But the composition is good. European brown hare, Lepus europaeus. Good detail in the hair, and it looks like a wet day. I feel like I want to get a blow dryer to dry it off. I like that it is easy to see the environment in which it is situated with the grasses and the rocks. I do find the light patch in the upper left-hand corner a distraction, and feel a small crop off the top and the left-hand side would improve the balance of this image. Male masked trogon, Personatus, Ecuador forest. Nature is very clever. Just look at how the markings on the tail feathers mimic the light shining through the trees. It's got nice detail in the bird. In the tree it is on with the moss draping down. Good clear eye. I do find the light spots distracting and would probably have cropped a little more to reduce this. Lovely, vibrant colours. White-faced heron with catch, Egretta novahollandi. Conveys a good story. It's got a good use of colours. Good use of light. Sharpness in critical areas adds to impact and has a strong composition. An interesting image of the white-faced heron feeding on what looks like to be a crab. Nice feather detail and good light on the bird. I would have liked to see a bit of catch light in the bird's eye as it feels a little flat without it. Got good composition. Score 4, high acceptance. Mycena interrupta pixie parasol. Conveys a good story. It's got a good use of colours, good use of cropping, good use of light. Instills an emotional reaction. It's got sharpness in critical areas which adds to the impact. Has a strong composition. What a stunning colour these are. There's beautiful detail and the depth of field. There are a couple of reflected light patches that I feel a little distracting and I feel could have been avoided if the light was diffused more, but it has an excellent composition. Pied shags, Kurahuri velacrocus varius. Is that better? Velacrocus. Something like that. Conveys a good story. Displays peak of action. Good use of cropping. Sharpness in critical areas adds to impact. Nice close-up of the shag feeding its youngster. I like the catch light in the eye of the chick, almost as if it's watching the camera while having dinner. Sri Lankan, how do you say that one? Macaque. Thanks. Conveys a good story. It's a good use of light. Sharpness in critical areas adds to impact. It has strong composition. I like the simplicity of this image. The macaque with its snazzy hairstyle is sitting relaxed and fully engaging the eyes with the camera. Beautifully soft bokeh in the background, good details in the animal fur and very clear eyes. It's got great depth of field, bringing the focus exactly where it needs to be. Cape fur seal resizing its catch, Arctocephalus pusillus. Conveys a good story, displays a peak of action, good use of cropping, and a good use of light. It instills an emotional reaction. Sharpness in critical areas adds to impact, and it has a strong composition. It's a stunning image, cropped in nicely and showing a lot of detail in both the fish and the seal. I would have preferred the title to be worded better. I'm sure the seal doesn't know what resize means. Great composition. Fulmars on Orkney. Instills an emotional reaction. It's got sharpness in critical areas that adds to the impact, and it has a strong composition. The lovely composition of the two birds engaging with each other. Beautiful feather detail. I find the bottom right corner is a little distracting, but otherwise it's a good composition. Amanita muscaria, fly amanita. Good use of light. Instills an emotional reaction. Sharpness in critical areas adds to impact, and it's got a strong composition. Beautiful detail in the main fungi. The light is nicely diffused and not showing any overly bright areas. I feel there is one minor distraction on the smaller fungi with the leaf sticking up directly behind it. I am enjoying the autumnal colours in this image with the leaf litter complementing the red of the fungi caps. Good depth of field. Score 5, high acceptance. Scirius niger, didn't say the other word, conveys a good story, displays a peak of action, good use of colours, good use of cropping, good use of light, instills an emotional reaction. I love this image. It grabbed my attention the minute it appeared on my screen. It feels as if the squirrel was staring right at me. I love the sharp detail against the soft muted background. A stunning image deserving of honours. The Royal Tern, Thalassius maximus, courtship. Conveys a good story, displays peak of action, good use of colours, good use of cropping, good use of light, and installs an emotional reaction. Absolutely stunning. I wouldn't change anything in this image. I love the feather tufts on the tern's heads. It gives them character. A good story of the courting process where the male is trying to entice favour by offering the fish to the female. Beautiful soft background, great depth of field use, and good composition.
Go back.
Me?
No,
You?
me.
Oh. Sidamella,
Sidamella angularis.
yeah, one of them, thanks. Conveys...
Bactarian cephalaria.
Okay, oh, that went away before I got to it. Conveys a good story. It displays a peak of action, good use of colours, good use of cropping, and a good use of light. And it instills an emotional reaction. It's got sharpness in critical areas and it adds to impact. It's got a strong composition. Absolutely beautiful image. I wouldn't change a thing. It's stunning. Score 6, best in show. Nesta notabilis mid-groom. Conveys a good story, but good peak of action, good use of colours, good use of cropping, good use of light, installs an emotional reaction, sharpness in critical areas adds to impact, and a strong composition. I've seen thousands of Kia images, but this one is next level. I absolutely love it. It has such character, and the movement has been stopped at the best time. Classic nature comedy at its best. Gorgeous feather detail, great background. I love everything about this image. Congratulations to the photographer. Very well done. Right, we'll have some lights on and Diana will give us a hand and we'll hand out the awards. Oh, yeah. Yeah, ready when you are. Damn it, I'm not in order. I thought I was. No, I'll do yours. Carol Egret, Hunting for Fish, Janine Monet. Honey Bee with Pollen Sac, Jan Bogue. The Australian Gannet, Richard Cooper. The Pied Shag, Quarterfish, JK. One of those, white-faced heron. Lost that one. Yeah. Joe Curtis. Oh. Oh, whose is that one, sorry? Uh-oh, lost that one. I'll have to reprint that one. Next. Okay. Yeah, I'm sure. You can see it there. Penny McCall. Black-billed gull, Simon Hayes. Huh, I've seen that photo before. Oh. Congratulations, Diana. Monarch butterfly, Francesca Davies. The European brown hare, Peter Curtis. Male mask trogon, one of those, Karen McConaughey. White-faced heron with a catch, with Joe. Okay. My pixie something, Sue Coombs. Pied shags, Nerily Keating. High acceptance. Well done, Nerily. Sri Lankan Macau, Anne Yang, macaque. Cape Fur seal, Barry Dench.
Thank you.
Fulmers on Orkney, Trish Brown. Amanita muscaria, Toby Mears. Scurious Niger, Denise. Royal Tern, Ian Harrison.
Thank you.
Oh, and the crab spider, Alan Moore. And the honours and best in show goes to Dawn Kirk, the Nesta Notabilis. And we'll just pass around and just do some words for the top few. Is that on? Yeah. Dawn, would you like to have a few words?
Just a care up at Arthur's Pass at the lookout, and I was watching it having a groom. I don't remember what the settings were, but only problem was I really wanted to caption it with something funny like, "Speak up, I can hardly hear you," or but natural history, you can't do that.
This was on the herbaceous border in the gardens, and it's one of those shots I got at home and I thought, oh, there's a spider there. I don't remember seeing that when I took the photograph. So, yeah, what was it, 160th of a second, so I must have been using the flash. F6.3 and ISO 160, yeah. Yep. Yep. Yeah.
Right, yeah, Royal Terns taken at Fort DeSoto, just south of Tampa. Beautiful place, and turn around, you get one of 8 different dotterels or gobwits or egrets or what are they called, black skimmers, Americans, sandpiper things. Yeah, just a magic place, and I drove over there, got there in the evening, spent the next day just pointing the camera and shooting, and missed so much, but got a lot that you'll see when I get around to doing something with them. Albatross everywhere, diving, really great place if you ever get over to Florida. Much better than Miami or Orlando. And yeah, they got it on after this, so it worked. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. It's one of like 4 species of terns, 5. I had my 500 lens. I don't think I had the thingy, and it was saved with a bit of sharpening software because of heat haze. But yeah, there was a whole flock of them on, and I'm surprised I actually got just the 2 in the shot because there was a whole flock of them on the beach. Yeah. There's one with a longer hairdo. I can't remember what it's called, but it's there as well.
And it stays up all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just lying down on the sand, yeah. Denise, here you go.
This was taken Fort Worth in Texas in the morning, and they're fast little, moving little things. Yeah, that's basically it. Has he got a nut on his hand? Yes.
And I think we should give Toby another clap because he's our youngest member.
Oh, this is at just off the coast of Namibia, Walvis Bay. There's a colony of Cape seals there. In the title, I was just trying to describe what was happening here. The seal was just thrashing this fish around, trying to get rid of the skin. Pretty high shutter speed, about 4,000th of a second. But so much wildlife there, it's amazing. Just on tap.
I went to Sri Lanka August this year to collect my international award and also join the photographer trip. There are many monkeys in Sri Lanka, so I catch so many. This is the one of the image about the monkey. This was taken at Waikuku, possibly last spring, I think. So just near the roadside and just with my little Sony RX100, which doesn't have a long zoom, so the birds have to be quite close to me. So yeah, I was just lucky.
That's fantastic.
Well, thanks everybody. That's the last of the competitions for this year. So a shout out to the competition secretaries who now are cranking the whole rest of it up, organising all the images, sending them away to judges and getting their calculators going to figure out who gets all the prizes. There's quite a lot happening between now and final night. So it's a big shout out and thank you to all the competition secretaries. Well done, Nicola, as well. I think what you need to learn from this is Alan really wants to read out the Latin names next time. So, so next year, just pen them down to read the Latin names. So, okay, that's all we've got tonight. Thanks for coming. Drive carefully on the way home, and we'll see you next week.